Great to have your company on Fox Sports around Australia, and as we welcome you to North Sydney Oval tonight for this round 23 VB New South Wales Cup clash, we do so in the worst weather conditions imaginable. It's freezing cold here, a very strong southerly gale, and also plenty of rain around the place as well. Tonight it's the North Sydney Bears facing the Newtown Jets. The Bears, the current premiership leader, as we now check the recent form line for these two sides. As you can see, both teams buoyed by good victories last weekend. As I've alluded to, the Bears lead the premiership at the completion of 22 rounds. The Newtown Jets, well, they are in 6th position with it all to play for in the run home to the finals. Now a check of the two teams running around here tonight, starting with the home team. The side is Vale, Centroni, Talanoa, Corrigan, Hyde, Hawkins, Carr, Geddes, McKinnon, Azatazi. What about those for a pair of starting props? Geddes and Azatazi. Judd and Leslie, Starling. The benches, Ariardi, Nichols, Highland and Molan, and they are coached by Wayne Lampkin. Now the visitors, Kirilla at the back, Tupou, Bayutu, Kara, Latu, Littlejohn, Lazarus, Huma, Seluini, Alamay, Williamson, Barrett, Lou. On the bench, it's Pern, Elaz, Dumbrill and Maliotta, and they are coached by Greg Madison, the long-serving Newtown Jets coach. It'll be a beauty tonight, very challenging weather conditions on what is a very rare Friday night football game in the VB New South Wales Cup. Right now, let's hear a word from the two coaches ahead of kick-off.
Wayne, last week you played Cronulla. It was a good win. What impressed you most about your side?
I guess it was the finish of the game. We held strong for 60 minutes of the game and then finished off strongly with a few tries, and that's been our kind of big thing all year, that we try and finish our games off on top of our opposition. Got good fitness, very happy.
Wayne, when we normally speak to you, you've had a session on the Friday night with your full squad. Because today's game is a Friday night, have you had that session?
Yeah, we had the session last night with South playing on this evening as well. That it made it easy, and it all worked into the roster this week, that the players came back on Thursday night and trained with us, so it's been a good week.
What's the game plan here against the Jets?
Stop their big guys rolling through the middle, I guess, and that'll nullify a little bit of what happens on the edges. So we've got a big task in front of us, but I think we've got the forward pack to certainly do it.
Thanks for your time, Wayne. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Greg, last week you played against the Manly side and essentially blew them away. Was there anything in that game that you thought your side wasn't quite up to scratch with?
Oh, we need to work better on our completions. We're playing a team tonight that complete very well, and they've got some first graders in their team, so if we turn over too much footy, we'll be in trouble.
We televised the game 2 weeks ago where you were here against the Balmain Tigers. Before the game, Daniel Mortimer said you guys needed to win every game to essentially be in the finals. Is that the way you still see it?
Oh, mate, every game's important to us, and tonight's one of the most important ones, I think. We're coming up with a young side. We've got a few out, and they're pretty stacked, so it'll be a good test to see where our young blokes are at.
What do you think your side's got to do to beat North Sydney today?
Oh, just complete, tackle well. We just got to really take the game to them, mate. Not wait. We just got to get up there in their face. Good luck and all the best, Greg. Appreciate your time. Yeah, thanks very much, mate.
Really looking forward to this game tonight. As I said during my opener, a rare New South Wales Cup game under blazing floodlights tonight. Gentlemen, in the worst imaginable conditions. It is freezing here. Peter Mulholland, good evening.
Yeah, it is a bit cold at North Sydney Oval tonight, David, but isn't it great to be here for a game, a Friday night game, North Sydney Oval, bring back some great memories. Should be an interesting match this afternoon or this evening. Newtown, once again, really struggling to stay in touch and make sure they stay in that top 8.
And Andrew Ryan, you've only just stopped banging your teeth together now, you're so cold.
Good to be here, looking forward to the game. We've covered Newtown a few times this year, and they've got some very talented players, as have Norths do, with plenty of first grade stars on show, so looking forward to it.
Also tonight, doubling as the Frank Hyde Shield. Obviously the late great Frank Hyde, a doyen of rugby league and an icon of these two clubs, the Jets and North Sydney. And in the first half tonight, the Bears will defend the northern end, or fig tree end, of North Sydney Oval. Underway here now, and the first touch in this game will be taken by Salalia Huma, and that is a very strong return of the football. He doesn't want to go to ground. The big man wearing number 17 tonight took 4 North Sydney players to put him on the ground. Now Seluini jumps out of acting, half with a good run too, showing terrific speed there, and the ball stripped by Roy Azatazi. That will be a Jets penalty.
That's not a bad pair in that tackle, is it? Have a look who makes the tackle here. Scott Geddes, number 8. for the North Sydney side, over the top, Roy Asatasi. Great pair of props for the Bears, but once again, Ciolini, very quick out of dummy half.
Roy, his second game back, Andrew Ryan, after returning from a long injury layoff.
Yeah, he's had his struggles with injuries over the years, and them two front rows will have to be on their toes tonight with Ciolini. He's very sharp out of dummy half and got some good skills.
Good run there from Lou. Now Alamay in front of the line, passes to Homer, and Homer will be tackled centre field. So Newtown come deep into North Sydney territory early in this game. The VB New South Wales Cup. Lazarus turns the football back to Isaac Lou, the lock forward. We should mention Blake Lazarus returning to the Jets. He's a former Tiger as well. He's a pretty handy pickup at this stage of the season. Short ball here to Blake Williamson. Good player, Williamson. He's stopped a metre out by Scott Geddes. The Bears are on the rack here early in this game. It comes to Little John, a kick through, and that's some good clean-up work there by Josh Starling for the Bears.
Yeah, very skillful from Josh Starling. Just put his foot out and trapped it very, very well. They had the foresight to get on top of it as well, and not a great ending that set of six from the Newtown side. Their halves are starting to dominate early, though.
We just saw a run from Hawkins, and now this is Scott Geddes. He spent about the last month in the North Sydney New South Wales Cup team. Of course, Scott announcing his retirement at the end of season 2012. He's been at the Rabbitohs since they were reinstated to the competition.
Yeah, he's got his own personal training business on the side as well, so he's got a plan for the future, but he's been a fantastic competitor over the years.
Had a career punctuated by many severe injuries. He's one of those players, Andrew, will never know how good he could have been.
No, but he's hung through the tough times at South as well. He's seen some pretty ordinary days there over the years, and he's hung there, and he's been a great competitor for the club.
Did you play with him at Parramatta in his early days? I think he came down from the Southern Highlands.
Yeah, he did. They came in the lower grades. Him and Nathan Hindmarsh sort of came around the similar time, and I was in the flag team at the time. So
he got a pretty bad injury early on, didn't he? I think it was knees in those days.
Yeah, he did. But he's been around for a long time, and hopefully he gets to go out on a great note.
So now the Newtown Jets through Francis Vayutu, upended by Ryan Carr. Speaking of former Tigers, he is another. Now Brad Barrett, a very solid player, week in, week out. He makes a great contribution to the Jets' cause. Now Seluini, pass away to Kara. Tonight, Kara playing in the centres. He normally plays at number 9 for Newtown.
Yeah, I suppose with Ciolini there, he's just a versatile player, Kurt Carroll. I think in the past we've seen him play at 5'8", David, as well, so I think he's a handful.
Well, often later in games he plays more of a roving forwards role. Yep. You're quite right, he will bob up all over the place, and here come the Jets attacking raid. The football now comes to Vayutu. He goes back towards the centre of the field, and in a bear-hugging tackle he's put on the ground by Brendan McKinnon. Plays it back to Seluini. Here's Lazarus, takes them on. A big step off the right foot, then grubbing kick through. It's cleaned up at the back by Kieran Vale, though. He's told to play it a metre out from the line. Oh, Hawkins had to reach back from that, or for that ball from the pass of the acting half. Now back to McKinnon. And they go down the short side with Blake Judd. And Judd was wrapped up there by Brad Barrett. So no score on the board here at North Sydney Oval after 4 minutes of play. And Newtown has a howling gale at their backs in this first half. There's a bit of rain around, as I said. And it is dead set -5 degrees here, trust me. Back to Ryan Carr. I'm exaggerating to make a point, of course. Kirilla takes that ball on the full, and he's immediately taken by Bennett Leslie and Roy Asatasi. Now Latu, another former Tiger, Peter.
Yeah. He's a good player, Sammy Latu. He just gets involved all the time. Takes a lot of work off his front rows.
Now Jack Littlejohn, good charge by him. Asatasi got across there, along with Bennett Leslie. At first receiver it was Kirilla, and now onto the chest of Isaac Lou. Lou, a gain of some 6 metres. He's confronted by 3 Bears. Jim McKinnon's been making some tackles early in this game, the Bears number 9. And here's a run from Alamay. Alamay, a slowish play the ball back to Seluini, and now to Littlejohn. A kick, and it rebounds, and the Jets continue downfield here with Williamson. He gets up and goes again and might score here. Williamson, he didn't want to go to ground. And the Newtown fans going off. Williamson, the 4-pointer confirmed by the referee. 4-0 kick to come.
I think he might have nearly blown this one too, but once again, another rebound off the feet, and this time it went against Newtown. The earlier one was cleaned up by the lock forward, Brad Barrett. But you watch this pass here, good pass here from kick from Littlejohn, comes back in, bounces into the hands of the big number 11 in Williamson, but just watch the man on the inside. I think it might have been Littlejohn supporting again. He wasn't very happy, Andrew.
He was blowing up Deluxe, and fifth tackle, thought he'd bombed it, but showed great strength. Eventually got the ball down, but as we saw, Littlejohn wasn't happy inside.
He was very animated, understandably so. Had Williamson not have scored, that was an absolute try gone big.
It is as hard, those kicks into the feet, though, Bobcat, isn't it? I mean, you're not sure. You're caught between a rock and a hard place, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So now the attempted conversion from wide out by Kieran. That is a spectacular kick in the conditions. 6-0 to the Jets.
It's been very impressive considering the wind that's blowing out here, David. Handling so far, Bobcat. I think every side's got to the end of their set of 6 with the exception of a penalty.
Yeah, it's been a quality start to the game, and been looking forward to this game, so it's been quality so far.
Alamay put on the deck by Josh Starling. And in 17 for North Sydney, Brock Molan into the game very early off the bench. He doesn't let them down, Brock Molan, not ever.
I think if we just got to check, I can't see it out on the sideline. McKinnon got up with a crook ankle at one stage. I think he might be on for young McKinnon. He was holding his ankle when he got out of a tackle.
So well picked up by Peter Mulholland is Isaac Liu going forward for Newtown. Good swarming North Sydney defence there. Geddes and Azatazi combining again. Gee, there wouldn't be a New South Wales Cup team in the country that wouldn't want Geddes and Azatazi as their starting props. They are blessed with tremendous first-grade experience, the Bears. Kick downfield, stopped soccer style by Kieran Vale. Given the conditions tonight, that wasn't a bad ploy. The weather is wild. Hawkins will go into acting half. Will generally take a run. This time he opts to give the ball to Chris Centroni in off the left flank. Wrapped up by Isaac Liu and Blake Williamson, the try scorer. Now for Tuli Talanoa, speaking of first-grade experience, he's had plenty. And a good run from him in what was his first touch of the game tonight. Molan into acting half, so the observation of Peter Mulholland spot on. McKinnon replaced by Molan at about the 7th minute mark of this game. Now North Sydney into Jets territory. Those sides coming off strong wins last weekend. The current premiership leader, the Bears, in action tonight against the 6th place Newtown Jets. That kick was very average. And Newtown find themselves in possession. Daniel Tupou is the player with the Steeden.
He didn't seem to hit that sweet, Bobcat, and into this breeze too. It wasn't. It needed to be a sweet hit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's tough conditions, and you wouldn't want to be a kicker out there or on the end of it as a winger or a fullback today.
Latu out of acting half, steamrolled across the top of Josh Starling. Fortuitously for North Sydney, there were ample red and black jumpers there to stop him. Now this is Josh Alamay, a 12-metre burst. Geddes certainly in the thick of things so far as the defence is concerned. Lazarus, he's very keen to get his hands on the footy, Lazarus, and stamp his authority on the game. He possesses blistering speed. Had all sorts of injury problems in his career too, including a badly broken leg a few seasons ago. Now Centroni for the Bears doing the hard yards.
Both teams keeping their cards very close to their chest at the moment, just plugging away through the middle. The middlemen are doing plenty of work, plenty of hit-ups and defensive work on the flip side. So it's all pretty low-key at the moment.
Here's Hawkins. Wrapped up by Barrett. Now down that eastern corridor, they aimed the attack through Blake Judd. Judd attempting to stride out, but too many Newtown jumpers in his way. Molan got up and went again. He was able to break free of the Blake Lazarus tackle. Here's Sean Corrigan, another player with ample first-grade experience. Fires the pass away to Carr, who kicks that downfield and again finds Mark Kirilla on the full. Not ideal.
They're just having trouble, North Sydney, that they can't get the roll on that they need to get a decent kick in with the breeze. They've got to make all their yardage basically from their roll, Andrew. This breeze is knocking 20 metres off a kick.
Oh, you're spot on, Pete.
Latu. Good run, gave Geddes the big fend. Scott grabbed at his ankles and dragged him down along with Bennett Leslie. Now again it's Alamay and does well. Some second face to Kirilla. Unfortunately, Blake Williamson couldn't handle. Latu mops it up for Newtown. See the strength of the breeze there with the referee shirt blowing profusely.
It's not too bad, is it? 12 minutes into the game, the first handling error we see, and it was just probably a little bit overrun there by the 11 Williamson. And as I say, 11 or 12 minutes in, it's not too bad in these conditions.
So Bears loose and feed. Chris Hyde does the honours. Here's Sean Corrigan. Seluini and Brad Barrett up sharply in defence. Carr at acting half. Here's Scott Geddes.
They're very bunched at the moment, North Sydney. They don't have a great deal of shape. They're crowding around the dummy half a lot at this stage.
For Tuli Talanoa to play it back to Brock Molan. Now Josh Starling. And Starling beyond the halfway stripe. Has three players hanging off him. Won't go to ground. Told now to play it by referee Matt Nguyen. Carr at first receiver. That pass was forward for mine. To the man running off his left hip. That's tackle number 5 as we await Judd to play the ball. Does so now to the open side, and Carr. A swirling kick in this breeze, and everyone stands around looking at it. Dangerous practice if you're playing in a blue jumper. Kirilla comes up with it fortuitously for the Jets. So some heart palpitations there for Newtown fans as they all stood there watching that kick. Must have had funnel webs on it, Andrew, that ball.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be under it in these conditions either. But yeah, someone really probably just has to take the ownership of it and try and get hold of it.
I would have thought so. You are very diplomatic. Francis Vaiutu, he plays it. So the Jets rolling forward now with Salala Huma, and he's been very good tonight. And again, we see an example of his strength as he offloaded that back to Seluini. He gained another 12 metres. They're looking good, Newtown, with the footy in their hands. Oh, what? Talk about, I've just absolutely put the world's biggest mocker on them. How good am I going, gentlemen? Looking good with the footy in their hands. I say it, they drop it.
It was a great little play here, though, and he got into a little bit of space. The ball just a touch behind him, but probably should have caught it. But, yeah, it was a nice little play on the edge of the ruck.
So again, Hyde will feed the scrum, and the Bears come away with it. Chris Centroni. Wrapped up by Cara down low. Lazarus across the top. Hawkins runs straight into the right shoulder of Salala Homa. As a Tazi in front of the line, uses Josh Starling. Starling doesn't want to go down. Now does. And played that a little gingerly too. Here's Roy trying to run in behind the markers. Back to Molan. He can be dangerous in his own right. Brock Molan from Carr to Vale. And now it's Sean Corrigan. Lazarus slid in defence, and the winger Tupou came in and got his man. Now across to Carr. Another kick. Will Newtown have a play at it this time? There's plenty of red and black jumpers on the fly. Let's see what transpires here. Scott Geddes has got it. He unloads to Molan. They're away, the Bears, from Corrigan to Hawkins. He'll get the ball down in the corner. No. In touch in goal, was it? No try.
Yeah, touch judge ruled that he's gone touch in goal, and it's a great kick, actually. That's hung up very, very well. Both men able to compete for it. Probably got that a little bit early, the North Sydney player, and bang, it's come off the... Well, it's hard to say who it's come off there, actually, but Scott Geddes did very well to clear the focal point there. Geez, I was impressed here with Corrigan, too. Did everything right with his catch and pass, just pulled the man in well enough, but... Geez, and Daniel Tupou did well to get back there, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought Hawkins, who seems to be playing on the wing out there, was in for all money, but they recovered really well, the Newtown defence.
So here's the Jets. Another use of the football. And Isaac Liu, who started this game in a very positive fashion. The Jets lock forward. Brian Smith is here tonight. Had a quick chat with Smithy ahead of kick-off. He was heading down to the canteen to get a thermo flask of something hot.
Sure, he wouldn't be heading over to Percy's, would he? I mean, it would be the obvious thing for us after this game.
Here's Seljuini. He flings that back. Little John falls on it. Gee, I'll tell you what, they cannot contain North Sydney. Salyalia Homer, the man in 17 for the Jets, he's getting it away every time he takes a hit up. And we've got a player hurt here.
Not sure what's happened here too. It was Jack Littlejohn. He's probably got a knee in the back of the neck there, just an accidental knee there from the Josh Starling as he's come into Littlejohn.
Well, Littlejohn, tough as teak, plays a football. We're back underway. Lazarus. Let's see what happens with this. So far as the breeze is concerned, it's a cyclone behind Newtown. It comes down to Kieran Vale. Oh, do they drag him back? Almost. Vale did well in the end. Here's Sean Corrigan, tackled by Andrew Pern across the top. He's now been injected into the match by Greg Madison. Centroni. Pern again, backs up for his second consecutive tackle. Now Blake Judd. 3 Newtown defenders. He's 10 in from the eastern touchline. Carr, Geddes. And Scott stopped as though he ran into a concrete wall. It was Isaac Liu. Let's play at the other end, say the Bears, and that's not a bad kick into a howling gale. Into touch western side. That's all right.
Nice, Rich. It's a good set of 6 there from North Sydney. It's a good recovery from their own line. It was a great first tackle run from Corrigan that set them on the front foot, and the kick at the end of it has just been tremendous.
Oh, fantastic kick under pressure in these conditions, as we've seen in the first 18 or 19 minutes, and the Bombers, they've easily been their best kicks of the half so far.
Good crowd in the night too, Dave.
Mate, they're very hardy souls. It is freezing. Have I mentioned that once or twice? Vaiutu is tackled. Lazarus. Kara. Step when he got to Corrigan, but Sean hung on, grabbed him around the waist. Assisted by Judd. Here's Pern, a former Magpie. These days, playing a pivotal role in Newtown's 2012 season. Lou, gee, he's willing, isn't he? It's locked forward. Ahmad Elaz on the bench tonight for Newtown in jumper 16. Has really owned the lock forward position at this club the last couple of seasons. See, Isaac Liu not letting anyone down, is he? Going terrific. Good play by Newtown, great kick, and look at the chase here of Seljuini. That's terrific pressure. Well done, the number 9.
It was a well-weighted kick from Seljuini and a good chase that he put on the end of it as well. You can see on the VB replay now, 30 metres out, 20 metres out, and he's just got the great chase on the end of it, and did well in the end, the fullback too. He tried to give himself as much time as he possibly could to let that ball run dead, but good pressure.
He's done a couple of them, Seljuini, those nice little kicks down into this corner, and it's paid off for him again on this occasion.
So Kirilla stops the ball with his right boot, then hands it away to Salala Holmer. He's been, I think, the best Newtown forward, with the exception perhaps of Isaac Liu.
Not sure what he was doing there, though, tapping.
Inviting them to tackle him for one of the rare occasions tonight. He's got it away every other time.
And Roy Asatasi accommodated him. He came in from the side and really took the wind out of him.
You don't dance with Roy Asatasi. Watch the tongue sticking out here now. Exactly right. Bang, and he's left it open. You see that, Bobcat?
Yep. I saw it.
And he felt it. Old rib cartilage wouldn't be going too well at the moment.
So plays it now. 6-0, the Jets lead this one. Approaching the 21st minute mark of this first half. Anything less than a handy lead heading into the dressing sheds would not be acceptable for whichever team started this match running from the southern end. A 10-point breeze at their back for sure. Now, it's Lou again. How many touches has he had, please? Terrific contribution so far. Just a couple of metres out, as you can see. The Jets now in 21. It's Isaac Maliotta. And Maliotta is tackled by robust North Sydney defence. They go right. Lazarus kicks for his winger. It is Stacks on the mill over there. It comes down to Newtown. Last tackle changeover is the ruling from Matt Nguyen.
I'm not sure how much wing play Hawkins has had before, but I'm sure he's going to get some attention out there on this left wing tonight. They've already aimed 2 or 3 kicks at him out on this edge, and it unfortunately didn't pay dividends for Newtown on this occasion.
Yes, you're right too. It's a little bit uncomfortable. He looks on that wing, doesn't he? Didn't give himself any time to come onto that footy, and just a bit unlucky there. Newtown didn't put that away.
But he has played a fair bit of wing this season.
Oh, has he? Okay.
Yeah, no, he has.
It's just I've noticed too, as you're saying, Chris Hyde's playing at 5'8", so that's what the switch they've made.
Here's Fatuli Talanoa, and he got the ball away too. And here is Chris Centrone, does well, eventually runs straight into Jack Littlejohn, who accommodates him. Good play the ball. And North Sydney, they haven't been down this end of the field for a while, have they? There's Talanoa trying to break through. The Newtown defence was eventually wrestled to ground by Sammy Latu on what is tackle 5. Ryan Carr boots it back towards the centre. Here's a Bears try for all money. Lovely work by kicker. Lovely work by Kieran Vale. Try time 6-4, and it's very convertible.
Did very, very well. The halfback came from the left side. You see it on the VB replay. Pushed himself into first receiver. And for all money, I think Newtown thought it was coming to the short side. It's a great little kick back on the inside for Kieran Vale.
Yeah, everyone just clocked off in the middle there, and to think about where North Sydney came at the start of this set, they got the ball down in the left corner off an error from Newtown, and to turn that into points under these conditions is a fantastic result for them.
So Hawkins, you would think, will put this between the uprights.
Come on, you've got a mocker. You told us it was great handling there before. Don't talk the bear boy out of this.
It's kickable. Despite the fact he's kicking into a cyclone. What about that?
Ah, kidding.
Off the right upright. I'll just sit here and be quiet. You blokes call the game.
Holy dooly, Tappy. When that ranger finds
How
out...
about I go and get us something warm to drink? You take over.
Don't serve more drinks at Percy's. I know where you're heading.
Now, Necrom Ariati.
That's not a bad backup either, is it?
He's a handy player to have coming into the match off the bench. Was originally scheduled to start this game. They get a penalty, the Bears, but as Atazi's late call-up undoubtedly saw Ariati go back to the bench.
Just losing a little bit of touch with the game at the moment, Newtown. A couple of errors and, a good kicking game. The last 2 or 3 kicks from the North Sydney side. They seem to be getting good yardage, Andrew.
Yeah, they do, and it was only a few minutes ago when Seluini put that nice little kick in and they got a repeat set out of it. Unfortunately, North Sydney on the back end of that, from Newtown's point of view, made them pay. I think it was the next set, so the game can turn very quickly.
Here's Carr, North Sydney looking good, playing some footy. Out to Sean Corrigan. Well wrapped up by the defence. They continue to attack that right-hand edge of Newtown's defence. Great charge here by Blake Judd. Will he get there? No. He'll be told to go back 10 metres. Promising raid by the Bears nonetheless. Newtown are struggling a touch at the moment.
Lifted the tempo a little bit. He's a good player, that little Brocky Molan too. Just read it out of dummy half. How strong's this run?
Kieran did well to hang on, didn't he?
Did very well. And then you see that Kurt Cara there's a man that's come underneath it.
So play continues. Talanoa's had a grab at it. To be fair, it was something of a hospital pass. He had a defender in his face.
Good pressure. He shot out of the line there. It might have been Little John, was it, that's come at him? No,
it was catchable.
It was catchable.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a hospital pass.
Running away from the pass.
Can I retract my statement now I've seen the replay?
You want to do that with the goal kick too?
They'd like me to. Here's Francis Vaiutu. Gee, that's a spirited charge, isn't it? Had the teeth gritted. Stop me if you can, boys. Now Sammy Latu trying to thread the eye of the needle, working in very heavy traffic. And eventually put on his back. The Bears slow to play the ball down. And now we see in 21, Isaac Maliotta, his second touch in the game. He's handy too. He can be a weapon off the bench. Doesn't want to go to ground. Seluini takes off. Hasn't he got speed, this man? Just burns the turf out of acting half. Desperately thinks he had a chance of offloading, but Carr did well in the end. Kirill up. Maliotta. Lazarus. Long ball onto the chest of Blake Williamson, the first try scorer in the game. Defence slides on the ground. That is tackle number 5. The indications are they'll be going to the air, the Jets, And here's Lazarus now. It was good pressure from the Bears, but he's still got a decent kick in. And Hawkins looked a little untidy back there. It comes back to Andrew Pern. Ref says it was a knock on both ways.
Good call from the ref, I think, there. But as you said, great pressure from Roy Asatasi here on Lazarus. Helps you. That does wonders for your outside backs there. And Newtown were on the move here, came through and just knocked it on.
Could have gone either way. It was 50-50. Pern had bounced up into his arms. He thought, how good is this? But it was irrelevant. So the Bears from Brock Molan away to Ryan Carr. Carr, another man that can play a multitude of positions. Equally at home in the number 9 jumper. Here he is, Carr, operating on the short side. There is no doubt that Wayne Lampkin has nominated Newtown's right edge defence to be assaulted. They go down there in every set with a few. Now Bennett Leslie for North Sydney. Isaac Maliotta stopped him, and Maliotta looked like bull riding there, didn't it? So Carr thumps that down into the southwestern corner. It'll probably pull up with the strength of the breeze. Yep, what would I know?
He's done it again, Taffy.
It pulled up into the fence. It was good.
It pulled up once it hit the fence.
Yeah, that ground is deceivingly hard, this North Sydney Oval. It gets a roll into that corner and end over end. I thought it was going to pull up too.
I did too. I'm glad you jumped in.
You're rock solid, you blokes. Here's Andrew Pern for Newtown. The Jets leading by 6-4. Game almost in progress for half an hour. It's certainly a dour struggle out there. This is Ahmad Ilaz. Now into the match off the bench. He wears jumper 16 today. And look at this now. We see Francis Vaiutu hitting the ball at full speed. Good defence by the Bears to put him on the ground. Here's Ilaz again, doing as he does, rolling up the sleeves and getting involved in the tough stuff. He'll play it back to Seluini. And now from the 9 to Blake Lazarus. A kick that came off the edge of his boot, you would think. But Hawkins cleans it up over there on the far side nonetheless.
He did well there, Jack Hawkins, then. Just waited for that and didn't really have to move off the spot. Ball went straight to him.
Here's Sean Corrigan taking a settler as the Bears attempt to work their way out of trouble. This is Matt Highland. So he finds himself being thrust into the match. He's a pretty handy player too, Highland. Here's Nekrom Ariardi. He's been on the edge of first grade selection a few times this season. Has been named as the Rabbitohs' 18th man. Newtown defence here in the centre of the ruck, holding firm as Josh Starling attempted to advance the Steeden. So the Bears, a couple of metres on their own side of halfway, go to the air with the kick, and Kirilla was beautifully positioned to take that. Now uses Daniel Tupou. And Tupou commands plenty of attention. There are 4 Bears players swarming in. Tupou tries to get a quick play, the ball away. Oh, there's a mistake by Kara. He doesn't make too many mistakes, Kurt.
He did get a quick play of the ball there too, Tupou. That could have been North Sydney right on the back foot there, and Kara was coming at the rate of knots. Just unfortunate, didn't hang on to that footy.
Here's Bennett Leslie. He's captained the Bears on several occasions in 2012. Ariardi, a dummy, and gee, ran into some solid defence there. Isaac Maliotta didn't miss him. Big man in 21 for the Jets. So North Sydney enjoying some decent field position here now. What can they do? They've played from behind from the outset tonight after Blake Williamson got a very early try for the Jets. Now Josh Starling. Again, 3 Newtown defenders there. The Jets' defence has been excellent tonight. So Starling plays it. What can North Sydney do with it? From Highland to the man in 16, Hyde. And there is a ball out on the full, I think you'll find.
I wasn't quite sure what they were up to here, Andrew. Obviously a tactical kick across from...
It was all a little bit disjointed on the right edge here, and pretty good vision, I thought, from...
Chris Hyde, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Hyde, and unfortunately it didn't come off for him, the kick, but just the timing was a little bit out, I guess. There just didn't seem to be a great deal of communication out there, and kick was like the sort of last option.
Yeah.
At first I thought it went out on the full. It was right on the line, or fractionally inside the line.
It's not a good result there. That was a good opportunity for North Sydney to put a try on just before half time. You're 8 minutes out. I thought it was a better option at the end of it. May have been just to dribble it into the end goal.
Big Maliotta again charging at them like a runaway bull. At acting half is Glenn Dumbrell, and that makes the Jets' job a little easier, doesn't it? They'll get a piggyback downfield now. Maliotta on the charge.
He's been strong, hasn't he, Maliotta, since he's been on? Given him a good go forward. The one I've been impressed with has been Francis Vautu when he hits that football.
Yeah.
He's been very powerful tonight.
He runs hard, all right, the centre.
It's great to have night footy at the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, at a traditional venue like this. Loving it tonight. Now Andrew Pern, hard and straight again. So real arm wrestle here developing at Bear Park in bitter conditions. Lazarus, inside ball back to Maliotta. And North Sydney, they're hunting in numbers defensively. There were 4 involved in that tackle. Now from Dumbrell away to Lazarus. An inside ball to Brad Barrett, working it back on the angle. Blake Judd was there, along with Josh Starling. Let's see what Newtown has got here as they get to the back end of this set. This is Little John, shapes to kick, puts the ball onto the chest of Blake Williamson. Well read by the Bears defence. No way through there. Well, can North Sydney hang on here? They trail by 2 as it comes to Lazarus. Has a kick now. Hawkins under plenty of pressure tonight, and that has gone out on the full with the strength of a howling gale behind it.
Yeah, wasn't quite sure what he was going to do here. He got his men on side. He's come forward, but just that breeze took that at the end of that. Wasn't too bad a kick, and I think Jack Hawkins realised at the end of it, it was just gone with the wind.
Yeah, I think in normal conditions it probably would have sat right there on the try line, but it just drifted right away at the end, and much to Hawkins' delight, I think.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's had some pressure out there tonight, but he's done well. He's pulled a couple in, and he's had some strong carries of the ball. He's been under a lot of pressure out there.
No, he's a real competitor, Hawkins.
Oh.
He's been peppered over there with high kicks, as you suggested he would be too, Andrew Ryan. Now Necrom Ariardi. He almost steamrolled Williamson. Plenty of numbers there, though. For the Jets, they made the tackle stick. Brock Molan, short side now to Chris Hyde. And he got the pass away to the fullback, Kieran Vale, who runs straight into Sammy Latu and Blake Williamson. Bears just looking a little unorganised on occasions, aren't they, with the footy? Now we see Hyde, and lack of communication there. You would have thought there was really nothing doing with that kick. And Kirilla returns it easily for Newtown. Sammy Latu jumps out of acting half. Molan and Hyde combine to stop him. So Dumbrell acting half. Little John takes the next carry for Newtown. Ahmadi Laz. Straight into the North Sydney forwards. Ariardi around his ankles. Highland there, along with Scott Geddes. Dumbrell, he's got speed. Scooted out of acting half. Geddes went with him. The big front rower stretched out and got his man. Now Lazarus to the line and a grubbing kick through. Hawkins thinks, not again, leave me alone. He's got the ball, Jack, and Blake had him. Sean Corrigan. Taken by Dumbrell.
Not bad, you take Naif Celluloini off and you've got Dumbrell at you. That's plenty of speed in their hookers.
Indeed. Highland did well there to get that pass away. Some good second phase for the Bears. Now Talanoa. Good job by Fatuli on that occasion.
I think it's something that they've probably lacked a little bit in this first half, North Sydney. I know the conditions are quite poor, but they haven't seemed to promote the ball much in the forwards or have many offloads as opposed to Newtown. They've been offloading at will at stages, and I think it's really taken it out of the North Sydney defence.
Ryan, kick downfield. Comments from former Bulldog skipper Andrew Ryan joining us again this week, and here's some pressure for the Jets, but well done to Daniel Tupou, who managed to make it back into the field of play. Sammy Latu. Straight into Bennett Leslie. And Bennett was equal to the task. From Dumbrell away to Francis Vayutu. That's a great tackle. Absolute copybook around the bootlaces. Just looking back there, it was Highland. And here's Kirilla losing the ball. North Sydney getting it. Scott Geddes thinks, how good's this?
He did everything right there, Highland. He's picked the short side, made good yards down there, and just an unforced error at the end of it.
Now Ariardi. Tough battle between the respective forward packs tonight, isn't it? They're certainly not missing each other. Oh, gee, that was borderline forward too. As Matt Highland gallops onto it. So what can the Bears do now? Molan. Only a couple of minutes out from the halftime break. From Carr to Kieran Vale. A forward pass to Jack Hawkins. Bring it back. No try despite the cheers and the adulation of Bears fans in the stands.
I'll tell you what, although it ended up in forward pass there, I thought the shape was so much better from North Sydney. Everyone and the timing was good. Just drifted forward there, but it was really good shape out in this left edge from North Sydney.
Yeah, exactly right, Bob. That was a great bit of footy, wasn't it? Just unfortunate. It did drift far. Well, we got a phantom siren here tonight.
Phantom horn.
Phantom horn, sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's blowing a bit at the moment, just quietly.
Yeah, I just heard him 2 or 3 times. I'm looking around to see if they're going off or not.
Here's Maliotta, been really good for the Newtown Jets. Got a lot to play for Newtown, coming into this match in 6th position on the VB New South Wales Cup ladder as we approach the business end of proceedings, and it's a very congested top 8.
Got to give North Sydney credit, haven't you, where they are on the table at the moment, leading the competition, and they've done it tough. They had a really ordinary start to the year. Wayne Lampkin's regrouped them, and obviously with a first-grade experience in there, that's made a hell of a difference to them.
Yeah, and they had a shocking year last year, so he had a fair bit to do, Lampkin. Here's another good run by Vayutu. Newtown, one of 4 teams on 26 points heading into tonight's round 23 fixture. That's the point I was trying to make. A loss tonight could see them tumble. And that was a good catch by Sean Corrigan, who then loses it. And the Bears are going to get it back. It was ripped out by Blake Lazarus one-on-one. Is that the way you guys saw it?
Yeah, I think that's the way the refs sort of called it here. Great catch by Corrigan, and Lazarus he's gone for the one-on-one strip, but the refs sort of said that he's knocked it forward in the process.
It's not a bad play there from Lazarus too. It can come off. It's a damn good play, actually. I thought the 2 rangers might have clashed there too, Andrew. He did take it very well, Corrigan, but I thought Jack Hawkins was coming in behind him as the half-time bell rings.
There's a half-time siren as Hawkins takes the tackle. So we have a dour struggle on our hands tonight at North Sydney Oval. Round 23 of the New South Wales Cup. 6-4 to the Jets. Williamson the try scorer for the visitors. Kirilla 1 from 1. Vale the try scorer for North Sydney. Hawkins unsuccessful. That attempted conversion, I put the marker on him. It came off the right hand upright. We've got a terrific game on our hands here. We'll take a break and come back with the second half in a moment.
Newtown is coming. Hear the bluebacks humming. Newtown.
Although Sydney Mutual Bank was launched as a new brand last year, we have been helping the people of Sydney and beyond with their finances since the early 1960s. For over 5 decades, we operated as a credit union, offering the same service as a bank does. In 2019, we swapped from a credit union to a bank and changed our name from Sydney Credit Union to Sydney Mutual Bank. At Sydney Mutual Bank, you're not just a member, you're an owner. This means that 100% of profits benefit customers, both financially and socially. We have been supporting the Marrickville community since 1982, and we are proud sponsors of Newtown Jets since 2012, attending home games with our Best Seats on the Hill competition and Sid the Pig. Our products and services are designed to assist in the financial education and growth of the youth and young adult sector, as well as facilitating community initiatives in the local areas surrounding our branches. We offer a competitive range of banking products from savings accounts, children's accounts through to competitive rate home loan products. Exclusive deals are available for loyal Jets members, and through the COVID-19 pandemic we are still operational through our vast branch network, call centre and online facilities. One of our branches is now located on the ground floor in Marrickville Metro if you wish to say hello.
Hashtag we are 8972. Hashtag keep the Jets flying. Keep safe, Blue Bags. We can't wait to see you on the other side.
Here at North Sydney Oval, it is 6 points to 4 in favour of Newtown at the break, and Blake Williamson, the first try scorer.
Yeah, I don't think Little John thought he was going to get there early on, Andrew, but eventually came through with the goods.
You're spot on, and fantastic little kick here from Kieran. Vale chasing so hard on the inside, the Newtown defence just clocked off, and it was a neat little try.
Yeah, Carr did a good job there. He's moved from left to right to make that defence on that return side a little bit complacent. It was a great kick back on the inside for Vale.
He showed great speed, didn't he, Kieran Vale?
He did. It'll be very interesting to see how North Sydney handle this breeze behind their back, although I think it's died off a little bit, David, has it, down there?
Oh, a little bit. It's only 80 kilometres an hour.
That's what I mean.
Now.
It's gone from 120.
So referee Nguyen returns to the pitch, and we will be underway with the second half. Good to have your company on Australia's sports leader, Fox Sports. The Jets will defend the northern end of this stadium in the second half.
Got me again, boys? Yeah.
And it is Mark Kirilla that will get us back underway. 142 points for the season heading into this game by virtue of 10 tries and 51 goals.
Oh, boys, stay behind.
Another versatile character, equally at home in the 7 jumper, as he is the 1. And we're underway. Carr takes it on the full, and here's Geddes jogging up to accept the ball. And Isaac Maliotta accepted him. Newtown defender making it stick. Here's Jack Hawkins, who's had a ton of work to do in this game. Was peppered with kicks in the first half. Now Molan got the pass away to Necrom Ariardi. Runs into the shoulder of Elaz, as well as Andrew Pern. So Newtown playing from in front, as they've done from the early stages of this game. Geddes, his second touch in this set. That's what you'd expect from him, a player of his experience. I think his junior club was Moss Vale. You talked about the Southern Highlands origins before. I'm sure he played with the Moss Vale. Yep. Is it the Moss Vale Dragons?
It is the Moss Vale Dragons.
Yep, here we go. Chance, North Sydney picking it up. That was Chris Hyde. And it'll be a Newtown football.
A big kick. He actually did all right there, Ryan Carr, under pressure. It was an ordinary pass out from Brocky Molan, and that ball's gone sky high. I'm not quite sure what Vale was doing there, but Mark Kirilla was doing there, but obviously ruled a knock on there, and Newtown live to fight another day on this one.
Yeah, they certainly do. Breathing a sigh of relief on that occasion. This is Daniel Tupou now tackled for the Jets. Geddes wrapped him up. Now it's big Andrew Pern striding forward. Runs into that red and black wall. Ariardi. And also Bennett Leslie. And from Dumbrell to Maliotta.
Been really impressed with the Newtown support play. You can see they just push up all day, and that's why they're getting their noses through. They're getting offloads. I think North Sydney could probably take a leaf out of Newtown's book on that front.
Elaz plays it. Now Blake Lazarus fires a low trajectory kick down towards the southwestern corner. Into touch about 6 metres out from the try line. So it'll be a Bears loosen feed on the VB replay, the style of Blake Lazarus. Spent some time in France, didn't he, Pete, before returning to Australia?
He did. I think he was at Lesignan or one of the clubs over there, David. And he's been around, hasn't he, Blake Lazarus? And he was a champion schoolboy player too in the younger years, and Jersey Flegg NYC, but just hasn't been able to secure a permanent spot anywhere. Just unfortunate.
I think that he really did have a horrific leg break,
he did,
which put him out of the game for a year. And it's probably fair to say that halted his progress up the rugby league ladder.
Oh, when you lose that vital time out of the game at that age too, especially in the halfback 5'8" role, it's awfully hard to pick up that time again.
Here's Molan, now to Geddes, and Scott, hard and straight, only way he knows how in what is his swan song season. Giving great service. And now this is Blake Judd advancing the steed and beyond the halfway line. Pern wrestled him to ground.
Goes back to Ryan Carr for the high kick. Went a long way up in the air and a bit of hang time too. And it's battered back there by Chris Hyde. Comes down to Jack Littlejohn for Newtown though. And Littlejohn driven into the turf as soon as he grabbed the ball.
I think that's a waste of a kick. I really do. I'm not sure what Ryan Carr's trying to do there. Hopefully, oh, here we go, a ball over the sideline. And that's unusual from Sammy Latu, Andrew. You just see on the VB replay, he's headed straight for the sideline. He come back in, but once again, 4 players there have just taken him with momentum across the line.
Yeah, four strong North Sydney defenders dragged him over, but yeah, I'm with you. They've made their intentions clear. Ryan Carr's put 2 virtual midfield bombs up. I don't know whether he got instructions at half time, but he's showing his hand early with the midfield bombs.
He has, but neither of them well executed, were they? It was under pressure and
rushed.
Yeah, you're right, Dave. Rushed is probably the best word.
Talanoa plays it. Now Scott Geddes again, playing a solid role in North Sydney's efforts tonight. Is the number 8. Now Molan and Necrom Ariardi. He fired the pass away to Bennett Leslie, who takes it forward another 10 metres, wrapped up by Littlejohn and Francis Vayutu. What can North Sydney do with it now? They've got some decent field position. Ariardi pins the ears back after throwing a dummy. They're only a couple of metres out and looking good, North Sydney. Carr wants someone to come back behind him. That player is now Blake Judd. He ran into a wall of defence, and that is tackle number 5. It goes from Molan out now to the 16, Hyde, and to Fatuli Talanoa. He'll drive towards the line, but there are plenty of blue and white jumpers there. He did well, Talanoa. He found Kieran Vale, who crashes over in the corner. Gee, the referee must have been tempted to call held with Talanoa, but he did the job. Well done.
He had 5 attempts, I think, in this tackle to get rid of that bars and eventually did so. And you're right, Tappy, how long was he going to be held for? But he kept his body moving, Andrew Ryan, in this tackle and eventually got the ball away that he was looking for. Yeah, they recovered quite well defensively, Newtown here, and they got plenty of men into the tackle, but Talanoa just kept shrugging and pushing, and Vale was on the spot again to go in for his second 4-pointer.
And North Sydney go to the front.
Was really impressed with what I saw with Ariardi early in that set too. He did a nice little tip on the edge of the ruck, and then his next hit up straight away. He cleared defenders with his run, and I'm not going to say he set up the try, but he did a fantastic job there.
That's exactly right. He set the scene for it, didn't he? And he took a flea off his own back because he has been offloading.
Now Hawkins' attempted conversion, as you can see, was wide. So still a narrow score differential here. The Bears go to the front by a 2-point margin. So there's been no suggestion that there's any floodgates going to open here tonight. It is a tough struggle out there. Both sides have their eyes on the 2-point prize. Matt Highland to his feet. I'm sure Wayne Lampkin wouldn't mind if Brock Molan ran a bit more and just mixed it up a bit out of acting half. He's capable of doing some damage.
He is. I think Brock and I think he's more of an impact player, Dave. And I think the length of time he's out there has taken the edge off his running game. He's been on since about the first 8 minutes, and he's more off the bench impact, I think.
You might be right. Kara in the orange boots is put on the ground by his opposite number, Matt Highland, who plays in 15 tonight. Andrew Pern winding up those big legs. They held on, the Bears. Now they go open side. It comes out to Kirila, trying to beat them with footwork. With Chris Hyde, he was good. Now Maliotta. That's a good run by the big man. It won't go down. Tries to scatter them and leave them in his wake. You can see the try line. Can the Jets get a 4-pointer here? Littlejohn, a dummy, a kick through. Too much on that. Into the breeze too. That was a waste.
Smaller in goals here at North Sydney Oval, and they probably should have checked them out before they came out in the field if they haven't ever played here before. And you can see now, quick restart from Vale.
Here's a go. Chris Centroni burning the turf. He hits the afterburners. Dumbrell will be left in his wake. And there is a long-range North Sydney try and a beauty.
I'll tell you what, that is great attitude there from Vale. He turned around, got that ball off the Newtown kick that went dead, sprinted straight out, quick restart, off to Centroni, and and he did the rest from way, way, way out.
Yeah, none of the Newtown forwards had regathered and regrouped on that, and Centroni, you don't give him a start like that, and it was a good chase there too from the Newtown number 18 in Glenn Dumbrell, but he was just never going to match it with Chris Centroni.
That was impressive stuff as he strides out and plants the ball.
Worry a little bit about the wave.
Yeah, what about the wave?
I'll tell you what.
How would big Wayne Lampkin be going sitting up there? Do you reckon he'd like that one?
Could you imagine big Gary Carden from Canterbury when he played NYC putting up with that?
Hawkins gets the flags in the air. Bears 14, Newtown 6. Well, it was 6-4 at the resumption in favour of Newtown. And they find themselves behind.
Sorry, Dave. It was really against a run of play, Scotty Geddes. How unusual is that? A handling error from Scotty Geddes, just unfortunate there. Ball again trapped in the breeze. Something unbelievable there. Not quite sure what was going on. Took his eye off it, Andrew.
Yeah, Carr sort of misjudged it obviously with the wind, and then I think in the end Scotty Geddes thought it was going to be harder than it actually was. It sort of popped right up into his hands, but unfortunate for him.
Here's Carr out of the line. Oh, almost scores the Newtown centre. Desperate defence, Sean Corrigan. Comes across now to Ahmad Elaz. Geddes drives him into the turf with some help from Matt Highland. Dumbrell, will he go left? No, he takes them on himself. Geddes, Highland, and another. It was Necram Ariardi. They drive him backwards. North Sydney being tested here on their own line. Across to Blake Lazarus. Lazarus takes them on to a degree and was put on the ground well by Carr. Back to the open side. Andrew Pern at first receiver. He pins the ears back. Runs into 3 or 4 North Sydney defenders right in front of the uprights. 14-6 the Bears lead. 52 minutes the game has been played for, and the ball is in the in-goal area. But in touch in goal, it'll come out to the 20 for a Bears restart.
That is a great kick. Once again, Kirilla there has gone right across the face of that. And
it missed everyone.
Yeah, Latu fell over. Yeah. He was the Newtown player, best place to grab it.
Yeah.
He tripped over somebody.
And the North Sydney player too, might have been Centroni, actually fell over too on the way in for that. It was a well-placed kick though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a beauty. It looked like try time, didn't it? Yeah. I think there were about 4 Newtown chasers on his left. They came up with a donut.
They survived that well. That was great defence on their own line from North Sydney then.
Now Molan away to Blake Judd. Judd trying to bustle his way through the Newtown defence.
He's been strong tonight, Blake Judd. He's a 80-minute player, isn't he?
Here's Roy back into the action. And tries valiantly to make his way through the pack. He's done so. Got away from about 3 defenders. That's really a vintage Roy Azatazi effort, you'd have to say.
Great.
That'll please Coach Maguire when he looks at the DVD. Ooh. And wow, Newtown. They have the ball, but they're right on their own line. Kirilla to play it.
I thought it was a knock on there, but ref was on the spot, caught it off the leg, off the shin.
Here's Daniel Tupou for Newtown, tackled by Corrigan. Now from Kirilla to Sammy Latu. Good run by the winger. Latu brings it out another 15 metres or so. The Jets trail by 8 after leading 6-4 for the majority of this game so far. Blake Williamson got himself a 4-pointer early. Now, Salala Homer. It was outstanding in the opening 15 or so minutes.
Seluini back in the mix too for Newtown.
Yeah, won't do them any harm at all. Lazarus. Kick hangs up there and falls into the waiting arms of Jack Hawkins. And he ran into the waiting arms of Brad Barrett. First tackle. Now Corrigan out of acting half. Goes for a safety first style carry. Had both arms wrapped around the footy. Now the lock forward, Josh Starling, who had a very busy first half.
He's a goer, isn't he?
Yeah.
He just trucks it forward all day, makes his huge amount of tackles. He's a real goer.
Matt Highland now for North Sydney. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pete. I reckon Josh Starling's the next Balmain Tiger too.
Thanks, mate. I think you might be right. I know he's an Illawarra junior, but I think you're right, Dave.
All right, let's go. Here's the most recent try scorer, Chris Centroni. Gee, he's got some speed. I didn't realise he was that quick. Sprinting 60-odd metres to score the most recent try in this game. So Carr, another one of these midfield bombs that hangs and hangs and hangs, and Corrigan had it but couldn't control it. It'll be a Newtown ball.
Would have been dangerous had he caught that ball on the full ender. I don't think there's too much in front of him. Have a look at this on the VB replay. Another big kick from Ryan Carr. Gave everybody opportunity to get under it.
Yeah, he went to the air again, and Corrigan just timed his run, and there was a bit of space, I think, in behind here if he does grab it.
Oh. Could have been dangerous. I mean, Sammy Lotsa was coming across him. Yeah. They're not contesting the high ball, are they, Newtown, at all?
No, I was about to say that again. We've seen numerous examples tonight. You wouldn't think Greg Maddison had copped that.
We saw it in the first half, and Bobcat brought that up both sides. They were just letting that ball bounce, and it is a bit difficult with the swirling go you've got out here.
Here's Seluini, another good run by him. So dangerous during the early stages of the first half. From Kirilla to Lazarus, and now to Ahmad Elaz. Elaz got away there from Chris Hyde, but Hyde came again, second effort, and was assisted with Bennett Leslie. Now the Jets, they continue down the short side through Big Homer, and got the ball back to Francis Vaiutu. That could have been very dangerous for North Sydney. So the Bears will restart play from their own 20.
Did well here, Homer, too, if you can see it. He's got the big right-hand fend happening then around Bennett Leslie, and I think it might have been more a Hail Mary that pass than anything else. Ball kicked dead by Vaiutu, so straight away a 20-metre restart.
Atrocious conditions here tonight. If you've just joined our coverage, it is bitterly cold. And a hugely strong wind coming down the south, from the south of the end of the ground.
Neither side's really getting any pressure in each other's 20, are they? They're not mounting a lot of pressure. It's a middle of the field game at the moment.
Yeah, you're right, mate. It's been right through the middle of the field, and a long-range try from North's got them right back in the game.
Here's Hawkins, nice bit of work. Dashed down the sideline, kicked it, then it goes in touch in goal. So Kirilla will run it back to the 20-metre line. It's amazing that pass didn't go forward with the wind behind it.
It's going to end up in the fig trees at one stage. It's not a bad little kick back on the inside either there from...
No, if there was a chaser there, it was there was something on without a doubt.
What's absolutely no pressure on the fullback then, Mark Kirilla.
Now here's big Josh Alamay, and Alamay punches his way through. He's got support too, flicks it back to Mark Kirilla. He beats two. He's drifting. Now he picks up Brad Barrett, who goes for the corner of the big second row. Will he get there, Barrett? No. Very short. He's lost the ball too. Carr's got it. Will that be a penalty or not?
I don't know.
Will that be a strip?
I reckon he should have gone to his left here, Andrew, straight away.
He was on his left again.
Oh, God, it was Jack Littlejohn.
Yeah.
Honestly, he has got funnel webs on him. There's something they don't like about that boy.
Kirilla.
But he did well, Kirilla, and then we saw Barrett get the ball and went so close. I think it might have been Carr who's come. Yeah, he's come from right over the far side of the field.
Could have
here.
really given it to Daniel Tupu there, though, couldn't he? Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a great tackle at the end, just pulled up inches short of the line. It's good football.
Exciting stuff. So North Sydney breathe a sigh of relief.
Second rows, boys. That's where it's out. That's one.
Yeah, it was always going to be that fancy right-hand flick pass, wasn't it? It was never going to be a standard pass to your left.
Fantastic run.
Yeah.
It really was. So the Bears can't get out of their own end. Here's Josh Starling. But on the ground. He'll play it back to Molan, who's played the majority of this game after Brennan McKinnon picked up a knock earlier in the contest, the usual acting half. Here's Sean Corrigan trying to punch his way through the Newtown defence. Lazarus wrapped him up. Now Carr down the short side and uses Blake Judd. Good defence there by Daniel Tupou. That is tackle number 5. Now to Ryan Carr, doesn't kick. Got the pass away to Chris Hyde, who's wrapped up, loses the ball. Now it's play on as Newtown comes up with it. Disappointing into that set by North Sydney. That's stating the obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, but it was great pressure from Newtown. There was 2 or 3 guys trying to put pressure on him there, and they ended up getting an error in North Sydney. And now get the penalty, and they're right back in attacking zone here, Newtown.
They certainly are. Isaac Liu jumping out of acting half. He's been terrific tonight again. The lock forward.
See a hand in the ruck here. He's dropped the football and he's staying straight away. Hand in the ruck.
Seluina, and now Brad Barrett. Isn't Barrett very consistent at this level?
Yep.
Can sniff out a try too the second row. Now here's a run by Homer that proves challenging for North Sydney. They got him on the ground eventually. Seluini, he'll be worth watching. Here's a big charge now by Josh Alamay. That'll be a try. The Jets are celebrating. The referee wastes no time in pointing to the spot. Jets are back 14-10. It'll be 14-12 in a second.
Yeah, he deserves that try. He all but set up the one beforehand, and oh gee, Andrew, he must be a handful on that line.
Yeah, look, his impact since he's come back off the bench, those 2 strong carries, as you said, Pete, he nearly set up a try there a couple of minutes back and got one for himself just there. So that gets him right back in the game there, Newtown.
So Kirila looking to add to his season tally.
Are you going to back him in, Tappy, or what?
Yeah, I am. He came into the match with 142 points beside his name. And the Bears fans doing their best to put him off. And flags in the air. Kirila successful with his 2 attempts tonight. So that means he's kicked 53 goals for the season thus far.
It's on the run, boys. Stand me on.
And we wait for Ryan Carr to get this game back underway. And that scoreline, I think, is an accurate reflection of the game. It's been a real arm wrestle. Still plenty of time. Conditions are still brutally difficult out there.
And neither side's really had an ascendancy, have they? It's just ebbed and flowed, and I just like the way Newtown have got support for each other. I think they're getting their heads through a little bit more often than the North Sydney side at the moment.
Seluini, another scamper out of acting half. Josh Starling there, rock solid in defence again. Some good help from Bennett Leslie. Now Salaula Homer invariably gets the ball away. Again, we see an example of his ability to instigate second phase. Now Brad Barrett went left, then went right. Corrigan the tackler. Now from Kirila to Isaac Liu. There's been no more willing player on the ground than the Newtown lock forward. And here's Seluina. Good snappy work. Kirila to Brad Barrett. They must score surely. Daniel Tupou, they won't stop him. And the Jets have scored. And they go back in front 16-14.
It's great football from Newtown. Andrew, right on that edge. It was just about a constant pressure, wasn't it? Great go forward. Played to the edge off it.
Yeah, Seluini backed himself on play 5 here. Caught him in a bit of strife. Kieran, a nice little football, and Barrett did well there, and we saw a big Tupou smash over in the right-hand corner here to get him back in the lead.
I think they'd set up for a kick more than anything defensively, North Sydney, and Seluini, whether he meant to do that or he just didn't listen to the tackle count, it certainly opened it up for them.
Gentlemen, the Jets were trailing 14-6 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, but that probably wasn't a true indication. It was that runaway try from Centroni that sort of put them to that lead, and I just think Andrew picked it up early in the game. They're playing together a lot more. They're playing a lot better structured football, I think, Newtown. Would you agree with that, Andrew?
Yeah, they push up for each other in support, but they just look really clinical when they get down this end.
Oh, I was about to say, well done. Used the breeze beautifully. It was hooking back. Unsuccessful. So his stats 2 from 3 attempts today. So Carr boots the ball downfield. 16-14 with 13 minutes remaining in this game. Good carry there by Alamay. Now it's the lock forward again. Oh, does well. Lou offloaded to Jack Littlejohn.
He's been there all day, Littlejohn. He has pushed up every single time, Littlejohn.
And here's big Homer.
He's played very, very well, Jack Littlejohn.
What about this guy? He's had an absolute stormer of a game, the 17.
You've been raving about him since day one, Tappy. I mean, I think you picked him up a few weeks ago when he was there too.
Is it unwarranted?
No, not at all.
Okay. Seljuina. He's proving to be dangerous, isn't he? Getting out of acting half a lot more often now. Trying to exploit potential fatigue for North Sydney, and there's a lovely little kick. Hyde got back there, he saved it, but Newtown get the football back. That's terrific play by the Jets.
What about that set of 6? Off the back of points, repeat set. I thought he... Oh, yeah, he did. He left from...
Read from the field of play,
From the field of play, so fantastic set, and it's just a perfect finish there from Lazarus.
They're controlling things beautifully at the moment, Newtown. Here's Lazarus. And now links up with Big Homer.
You got a man crush on him, Tappy.
Josh Starling, don't be silly. Josh Starling. Seljuini, rather. It's a great marker defence, wasn't it?
I think he was offside, but anyway.
Here's Alamay. Forward pass. Well, gee, didn't North Sydney need that? I'm not sure they would have held Newtown out again here.
It's probably any one of... I don't think that was anywhere near as forward some of the early ones we saw, Andrew.
Oh, I didn't think that was forward.
Well, referee's there.
Bears will take it.
Yeah.
Chris Hyde. Fatuli Talanoa into acting half. Greg Nichols now out there, getting injected into the game late. He wears jumper 14. Operating on the right-hand edge of North Sydney's offence. Former skipper of the Bears team. Now Bennett Leslie. Good defence, Andrew Pern. Now Molan. Starling. Carr. Now out the back to Vale. And he's driven back comprehensively by good Newtown defence.
Yep, he's dropped that. Touch judge picked that up very, very well.
Well, Newtown have forced the error through just terrific rushing defence. Great sense of urgency, Andrew Ryan.
Yeah, it was. They had good shape out here, except for that pass there to Vale, and but Newtown just stuck to their guns. They got in here, Lazarus pushed him back, and ended up forcing an error from Vale, and they're back on the attack again, Newtown.
Defensive line stayed wonderfully square there. They didn't panic. They just kept their feet, and as a result of it, just unfortunate there that he's dropped that football. She's just put Newtown in a good attacking position there.
Kurt Kara goes for a run. Hasn't seen too much footy, Kurt Kara, really, in this game. Isaac Liu runs into 3 Bears. Starling and Leslie were 2 of them. Seljuini now away to Salala Homer, and again prolific offloader of the footy. This time it finds Brad Barrett. He's got a bit to do. 3 Bears defenders trying to put him on the turf. Barrett now plays the ball. They come back to the open side, leading 16-14. The Newtown Jets. Josh Alamay, hard and straight. Wrapped up by Roy Azatazi. Seljuini to Little John, and back now to Francis Vautu. Starling and Nichols read it well for North Sydney. Lazarus to the line, little grubbing kick. It's been picked up by the Bears, and they are away here. Blake Judd, the back rower. He starts to stride out. The defence is coming at him. Little John drags him down. Good job, the Newtown 5'8". They've got the Jets line rattled, though. If they can get a quick play, the ball in there, a massive chance here, North Sydney. Kieran Vale wrapped that by Sammy Lotsa. He needed to let it go.
I think they needed to go right too, didn't they, Andrew?
Yeah, they had plenty of space out there on the ride. They've recovered quite well, Newtown, at the moment.
Yep, they certainly have. Chris Hyde, a dummy, gets by a couple of them, then the ball goes forward. Oh, what a disappointing end to that for them.
Yeah, what wasn't a great way to finish what could have been anything in that set of 6 there.
The VB replay will show it graphically.
There was some room out here, but
there was still width, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a bit of room, but he just the execution of this pass here right at the end.
It was never going to happen, was it?
No, he knew the second he let it go.
All right, so Newtown, the benefit of the loosened feed. Francis Vaiutu. So 16-14, 2-point ball game, 7 minutes remaining in this second half. Case of who wants it most. Kurt Kara, a safety first carry. Seluini.
Jeez, he's quick, isn't he?
Got half a box of tissues up his nose. Trying to play it, does so now. Kirula. Short ball there to Josh Alamay. He's been strong too, the number 10. Both of their starting front rowers have done a terrific job tonight. Here's the other one, Homer. As a Tazi down low with Bennett Leslie. Now inside ball from Little John to Lou. Good snappy work, Newtown. Here they come, the Jets, with Little John. That is tackle number 6, turnover of possession. Bit of razzle-dazzle there from the visitors.
I'm not sure they knew that was the last tackle, but still not a bad roll where they're 20 metres out and they've got to work hard here now, North Sydney.
There was plenty of hot potato about the way they were passing the footy around. Centroni scored a great try. So the Bears, current competition leader, heading into tonight's game, 1 point clear of Canterbury. Canterbury on 31 competition points, approaching this weekend's round. Brock Molan. He'll play it back to Chris Hyde, and now to Ryan Carr. Some bodies in motion for North Sydney. This is Bennett Leslie, does well, bumping his way through heavy traffic, then loses footy at the end of it, and the ref's going to award the Bears a penalty.
They've got to take the shot for goal here.
Let's see if they do that or keep the pressure on.
Yeah, it was a rule to strip, I think, Andrew, on this one. He did well, Bennett Leslie. Shrugged out of one tackle, shrugged out of another tackle. 3 tackles. And then got held again. Yeah, probably a strip.
Good call.
Yeah, but we talk about it all the time. But they're saying, look, he did lose control of it.
Because the bloke's arm was on it.
Yeah.
Oh, no. He was thrashing around the place.
Yeah,
you
you're
know
right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Could have gone either way.
Don't agree with him.
The referee's call, I mean.
Don't agree with him.
No.
So pressure on Hawkins here, looking to make it 16 all. And there'll be about 5 minutes remaining when we get play back underway. Flags in the air. 2 from 4 today for Jack.
You know, I know a draw's, if it turns out to be a draw, is a fair result in this game. But I think Newtown probably in the second half have been the better side, Andrew.
Yeah, they have. They've had some really nice attacking flair, and you know, I think that full field try it just really rocked them. I think there for a little while, but they've got themselves right back into the game, and they've played some nice footy.
Your impressions, Andrew, on the way Asatasi has gone tonight, your old teammate?
Yeah, look, I think obviously a couple of weeks back now, he's had some really strong carries. He's finding his feet. He hasn't played a lot of football in the last couple of years, but you know, to have him playing in New South Wales Cup on the verge of a semi-final series when he gets a bit of fitness, they're in good shape.
It's not bad either. You've still got Scotty Geddes to fall back on there as well, and young George Burgess is going great. Luke Burgess, they're looking all right, the Rabbits.
Yeah, they certainly are. So Ryan Carr struggling to his feet here after being tackled by Blake Williamson. Back to Molan, and here's an attempted field goal by Chris Hyde. It fell well short. Kirilla didn't need to move. He said, I'll take that, and brings it back 15 metres.
I suppose he thought he had the gale behind him, and it was a fairly optimistic attempt, I think. It is field goal time, though, isn't it?
It certainly is. Here's Tupou for Newtown. He's been strong with limited opportunities.
This is where their go-forward men now have just got to work and work for these first 4 tackles. See how they go to get a field goal position, because with this breeze in their face, they're going to have a fairly close shot.
Strong run there by Latu, and here's another one from Vaiutu. They're dead set centre field. Absolutely setting up for the field goal here. Couple of minutes to go. Seluini, he goes and goes and goes, and now it's picked up on the half volley by Tupou. Tupou tackled by Jack Hawkins. Tupou wants to get up and play it quickly, does so now. That's tackle 5. They come back to the centre. Blake Lazarus, he goes for the bomb. That's up in the air. It's batted back by Newtown. Play on. Little grubbing kick through by Kirila. Oh, I'm not sure that he took that sweetly.
Yes, he did.
Knocked on is the ruling, and I reckon the referee got it right. Newtown ball.
He did get it right too, but I'm not quite sure. He had enough time for a field goal there, I thought too, but the kick at the end was good. Was well judged in the end. It was a great little kick, actually.
I think Kieran got another kick in, which there was plenty of spacing behind there too. And Vale did well to cover, and then he got onto the ball, and then he just bobbled it there, didn't he?
Sergioini sort of, I'm not quite sure he went the right way with that play initially, but you know, they got their chance here now with 1.5 minutes to go.
Here we go, Vaiutu. Geez, a hard run of the footy. Like to watch him play. Tackled by Fatuli Talanoa, Sergioini, and now to Blake Lazarus, and this is Brad Barrett towards the try line. Can they snatch this one, Newtown? There's 60 seconds remaining on the clock, 16 all. Now. It comes back to Ahmad Elaz, and he's wrapped up quickly by Brock Molan. Where is Blake Lazarus? There he is at first receiver, snaps at field goal, it's away to the right. Unsuccessful, he won't get a better attempt than that. He had a bit of time.
Oh, no.
And it was well wide, in fact.
Jeez.
So, North Sydney have simply got to play this out. No extra time applying in the New South Wales Cup. We're heading for a 16-all draw, it would seem. Scott Geddes takes a settling run for North Sydney. He knows what he's got to do, the veteran prop. Azatazi. Same applies to him. He'll go to ground and take his time. 10 seconds on the clock. 16 all at North Sydney Oval. Ryan Carr, he got the pass away. Centroni tackled with it. From Corrigan to Carr. He goes for a long range field goal attempt too. It falls well short. That'll be the end of the section. Latu tries to run around the outside of a couple of North Sydney players. Kicks it into touch. And that is all she wrote. 16 all at North Sydney Oval. Really an entertaining game of rugby league, particularly given the conditions. Here's the full-time match summary. The Jets 16, Williamson, Alamay and Tupou the try scorers, Kirill 2 from 3. And for the Bears, Vale 2 tries, Centroni and Hawkins 2 from 4 with the boot. Let's have a recap now of the second half highlights, and there were several.
Yeah, the try here, and you see Talanoa here just fighting in this tackle, Andrew, to get the ball away, and the second try there for the fullback Vale.
Yeah, Vale on the spot there again, and here he was. He took the quick tap, and Centroni just outclassed him. Look at his speed. He was on fire.
And that put North Sydney way ahead, 14 points to 6, and you see the strike back here. Alamao just absolutely sheer power then after a big break that he made in the previous set of 6. This great football here from the little fullback Sergioini, and again Brad Barrett, Johnny on the spot to put Tupou over.
Brad, that's a game that you probably should have won. If you don't give away the penalty in the last 5 minutes, that's your game. Is that disappointing?
Yeah, very disappointing, mate. I think the boys did well in the end. Like, it was just unlucky, just a little error like that can just cost you, 2 points in it.
With the confidence that you get out of this game, essentially drawing with the team coming first, does that really boost your chances of making the top 8? Oh,
definitely. I think it sends a message to the other teams, we're here to win the competition,
Should there be extra time in these situations?
I think so. We want a result. We played hard for 80 minutes. I think it'd be best if we had a result at the end of it. It's a pretty tight competition, the top 8. So I hope it works in our favour. We just got a few hard games coming in, so we'll see how we go.
Another good performance tonight by Brad Barrett. The Bears and the Jets playing a 16-all draw. Wentworth too good for Illawarra. In other matches, Auckland prevailing over Balmain, Canterbury thrashing Manly, Newcastle too good for Mounties, and Windsor lapping Western Suburbs by 60-8.
Yeah, points table now. Canterbury after that one are on top with North Sydney, who just had that draw that we've seen. Windsor, Wenty. Look, it's still pretty close there for the top 8 spots. It's just going to be an amazing last few rounds of the competition, David.
To say the very least. So Canterbury in quest of premiership number 4 in succession in the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, next week, Auckland take on North Sydney. That's a very important match for both sides. Illawarra against Manly. Mounties take on Wentworthville, which is one of the local derbies. Cronulla up against Canterbury. Then on Sunday, 2 matches. Windsor take on Newtown at Windsor. and the Newcastle Knights play Western Suburbs.
On the field at Eastwood. Next week's game here on Fox Sports, it'll be an absolute screamer. Windsor Wolves, a joint venture with the Penrith Panthers, to tackle the Newtown Jets, of course the feeder club for the Sydney Roosters. You'll see that round 24 action in the VB New South Wales Cup at 4:30 p.m. on Wednesday. On behalf of the entire team here at North Sydney Oval, we wish you a very good night.